Hello, my name is Adolfo and this is Life of Adolfo. Today, I'm going to tell you what happened to me when I didn't pay my storage unit. To cut to the chase at the beginning, I'm going to tell you what happened. But I'm going to go in more detail that leads to the subtotal of your payment. But the two main things that you need to know is that your space is going to get auctioned. And whatever that space, we'll say it made 900, but you owe 1,000, you have to pay that difference. You don't have to, but you're gonna get called and put in collection. Now that I cover those two things, another two things that I need to tell you before I tell you my story is, number one, I was in public storage. That's the name of the storage unit. If you're in a different storage unit, it might vary on the things that you need to do. Number two, I was in the state of Texas. Depending on your state, it might be more loyal to company or it will have the laws on your side as a customer. Not sure what state you're in, but in the state of Texas, I already covered what happens. In other states, if the company has more to enforce, you might be going through more hassle. If it's protecting the customer more, you might avoid more things that I did and maybe even get scot-free and leave without paying. I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I went through a divorce and I sold my house. Selling my house, I was trying to get rid of as much as possible. At the same time, my plan was to move to another state. I was in the state of Texas and I was planning to move to either Arizona and California. But trying to get rid of so many things, sometimes plans change. Eventually, I was planning to put it in a storage room. And while I was putting in a storage room, it clicked on me. I said, you know what? I'd rather travel the world. I'm retired. I'll just go travel the world. I put as much of the valuable things in the storage room. I got rid of a lot of things and I threw things around. Just threw them away. I went to travel the world and January hit. Why is January important? That's when you get the increase of your monthly fee to a new fee. And I looked at my phone, I got a new fee. I said, you know what? I could still cover and pay this. 12 months later, I was still traveling the world, a new fee. At that time, I started making my math. In the storage room, I had around $9,000 to $15,000 worth of merchandise, items. And I started doing my math. I said, you know what? I already paid $2,500 a month because it was $250 a month, which is around $2,900 a month. To ship it or move it to California and Arizona, it's going to be approximately $5,000. That's already $7,000. And my new fee was another $2,000 and something, which is about $9,000. And if I keep on doing the next year and I procrastinate or I don't move it because I'm still abroad, it's gonna offset the value of the items that I have in there. And another thing, the items decrease in value. So I came up with a plan. Next time I fly to the US, I'm flying to California, I need to go to Texas. I need to get rid of this storage room. At the same time, the flight is going to cost money. The Airbnb is going to cost money. The vehicle that I'm going to rent is going to cost money and it's going to accumulate. So I had to make sure I could cover those expenses without spending my own money that I had in the bank. So I came up what I call my genius plan. And this is what I did. I flew to Texas. pay for it. I got the vehicle at the airport. I paid for it for 2 days. I got the Airbnb for 2 days. I paid for it. I put everything on Marketplace that I could sell as soon as I got in the storage room that morning, because I only had that day to sell everything. And they closed the public storage at a certain time. And at that point, I put everything on Facebook Market, and I was basically giving it away as long as I made the money to fly back and to cover all those expenses. Now you may say, well, you're just getting rid of the money that you made. Why didn't you just leave your storage room like that? Because I wanted to pick up things. I picked up my Ronin for my camera. I picked up some Sony cameras. I picked up certain baseball cards that I felt that were worth money. And for example, I had about 300 to 500 Ohtani rookie cards that I brought back. I brought more baseball cards, and I brought other items that I said, you know what, my dad could use these tools, and etc. Basically, I took back about $2,000 worth of items. While the Ohtani cards are worth more, but we'll say 2,000 of the other things. One camera, a Ronin, and other items, electronics / tools. The plan was going as planned. I sold as much as possible. Like I said, I was almost giving it away. I sold all my, just to give an example, all my illegal weight plates. If you're familiar with weightlifting, I forgot the bar that you squat. It starts with a K. I forgot the company, but you get the picture. I forgot all the companies. Rogue also, and other things that I sold. So everything flush. The money to do all that plus more I made. I gave that extra money to my dad. I said, I don't need the money. As soon as I left the gate, I canceled my ATM card because I didn't want them to charge me more. I was afraid if I cancel it, they will still try to take money out of it. So I canceled my ATM card as soon as I left that gate, because you have to use the app to open the gate. I canceled it. I went to the bank the following day, or in 2 days when I flew back to California. I got a new card, new number. No worries about them charging me more. So now, what happened afterwards? Of course, they were trying to take money and it bounced. They sent me an email. I ignored it. Following month, same thing I did. I ignored it. Third month, emails started coming in, bounce, phone calls as well. I ignored all three. I believe this kept on going for 2 more months, or at least 1 more month, and then they started telling me that my space is gonna get auctioned. I'm like, cool, sell it. I don't care. By the 6th month or 3rd month of receiving phone calls / emails, 6 months altogether, they told me my storage room is about to be on auction. As you can see, there's already been 6 months. 3 months just to notify me and 3 months to get auctioned. I believe by the 4th month of the auction, or 7 months altogether, they said that my space got auctioned. I'm like, cool, I'm done with this. Then I started getting different type of phone calls. These phone calls, I believe they left me a message, and it was to tell me that I owe money for the public storage room. I called because this is now collection. I called and they said, you owe this money. At the same time, I did receive emails saying that my space got auctioned for $900 and some, but I owe X amount of money. Remember, this is already 7 months, which is about $1,300 worth of monthly payments that I haven't paid. So I had to pay the difference. But I was in collection. I've been to collection before. I know there's a surcharge on collection, and I know that I have to pay those, and I know it's going to look bad on my record. The good thing is, this collection, I'm not sure if it's the state of Texas or it's new laws or the way Public Storage handles their situation. They did not increase what the collection had to pay the company. They were just working with Public Storage. Maybe they're, I don't want to say the same entity, but they work hand in hand that they don't charge fees. Once they told me the difference was about $400, I said, you know what? I'll pay for it. I got rid of it. Once again, that money that I gave to my dad was more than that. The things that I brought back was worth more than that. Then I said, you know what? I'll just get rid of it. I'll just pay for it and just get rid of anything related to what I had in there and the debt that I had. Once I pay for it, no more phone calls, no more nothing. And I felt relief. Granted, I don't have the things that were in my storage room, but if you're looking at this video, let's admit it. You're not thinking of those items right now. The only time you think about them is when you get that monthly payment. And for me, those items were gone by the time the first month that I left abroad. After that, I was just paying, and each time that I was paying, it was reminding me of the strategy that I was going to do to move it to Arizona and California. I'm not in Arizona or California, so the plan, I could say, worked at the end. I was still going to get rid of the things. Granted, I did pay a lot on monthly fees until I decided to sell it. And that's all I got. If you have a storage room you're trying to get rid of, that is what happened to me. Like I said, I had Public Storage and I was in Texas. It may vary if you're in a different storage units or you're in a different state. But for me, the $400 difference at the end, I did pay hefty amount, but you're already doing that right now, that it was worth it. Thank you, and thank you for watching.